Lemongrass is a tall grass-like ingredient commonly used in Southeast Asian cooking. The lower stalks and bulbs of the plant have a fresh, clean, lemony scent that is sometimes also added to teas, marinades, curries, and broths. In addition to its use as a flavoring agent, lemongrass and lemongrass essential oils are also used for medicinal purposes, some of which are supported by scientific evidence. Lemongrass is commonly taken orally, applied directly to the skin, or inhaled as aromatherapy for many different conditions. In food beverages, lemongrass is used as a flavoring agent. For example, lemongrass leaves are commonly used as lemon flavoring in herbal teas. In manufacturing, lemongrass is used as a fragrance in deodorants, soaps, and cosmetics. Lemongrass is also used in making vitamin A and natural citral. Now today we are going to show you how to not only become a lemongrass farmer, but better yet, show you the qualities needed for the export market. Now, let's go to the farm.
Thank you, Robinho. Hello and welcome to Kilimo na Biashara show. Now we've had you. You want to learn more about herbs. We've brought a couple of herbs, but there's this particular one that people have really been inquiring about. I'm talking about lemongrass. I know you want to learn how to grow this lemongrass, how to tender for it, and whether it's a profitable venture. So today we've brought you a farmer who's really an expert in this, and she's going to tell us more about lemongrass. And right behind me, this is where the lemongrass is, but first we have to show you right from the basics. We are going to plant, we are going to see which type of soil involved. So, shall we? Then let's join our farmer. Mary!
Yeah?
Hello!
Hi, Rida!
Good to see you!
Good to see you also. Welcome.
So you've started planting without me?
Yeah, but you're not late.
Show me how to do this. How do you plant lemongrass?
This is how we do it. These are our seedlings. Before you plant,
Yes.
we have put manure. We have done soil testing, and now we want to plant.
So you've already put manure?
Yeah.
Ah, which one?
The manure you prefer,
Yes.
we prefer using either manure for the cows,
Yes.
or manure for the goats, but not for the chicken.
Why?
For chicken, it has a lot of acid, which is not good for the lard. Yeah.
Ah, and it's soaked, it has water.
Or it's good to soak it in water for continuous propagation.
Yeah,
you can plant that.
Ah, and the soil is so soft, it's so fertile, yeah?
Yeah, because we have added manure. Yeah.
Yeah, someone will hear about lemongrass, they will think it's for cows and not humans.
No, it is not for cows.
Yeah, it's for human consumption.
You got it. This is for human consumption. Yes.
So we are done planting. Is it rain fed? Do we depend on rain for this? What's the other way?
No, but it is a very heavy consumer of water because it produces a lot. So it needs a lot of water. The seedlings that will come from here will be many. So it needs a lot of water. So what we do, we don't rely on rain. We rely on drip irrigation. And where we are in a very good position because Loilo River is just next to our shaba. So we irrigate, we pump the water and we irrigate and we use a drip line. Yeah, that's why we have what we have here.
So we can actually start putting the drip lines.
Yes, Titus, little drip lines.
We can actually help Titus.
Titus, mimi nivute gani?
Now that I've learned the basics, and I'm just wondering, is this the only way of planting lemongrass? This is the ultimate way, or there are other ways also someone can plant?
The ultimate method is this one, but the seedling to plant, you must follow the right process. These plants, these seedlings that we have put here, we started from this cutting. And you have to prepare it from this cutting. You cannot remove from the shaba and then you put it. Because if like you're doing volume, if you remove from the shaba, you destroy your crop. So what we do, we cut from the bottom so that you leave it for it to shoot. So when you cut like this, you remove these parts like this, and then you cut from here. Now we are preparing a seedling. After you remove like that, you cut here. You remove just a portion for the seedlings to grow out. And then you just remove a part of this, like that. And then you put in water.
So how long will it stay in water?
It will stay in water for 3 weeks, 21 days. Yeah. After 21 days, it will have, like the roots that we had, it will have removed the roots. Very fresh roots, and the crop cannot die. If you keep the water, the first water, it will start forming some worms. So you have to remove the water, then add more water, clean water, twice before you. Then after that, for the next weeks, let it grow.
Wow.
Now it will shoot, it will have shoot like this, and then it will be just a seedling.
That is so insightful. You have so much knowledge about this particular herb. But now I'm wondering, how did you start? How did you decide I'm going to venture into lemongrass farming?
You know, when you do things to get some income. We had started on other herbs, and we realized even lemongrass is easier to handle. It is not infected so easily by other pests, and it is awesomely even for personal use. It is very good for immunity purposes of the body and for tea.
Oh yeah, you can make lemongrass tea.
And it has got very many other health benefits.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mary, since I see you've started harvesting, how is the market for lemongrass?
The market is good. It's awesome. Other than a few months, the beginning of April, May, June, there's a kind of stagnation. But after that, there is awesome market. Yeah.
So it's local or international markets? Do you export?
International market. The local markets, just a few, maybe drying. We are looking at a way of adding value so that even when we are not harvesting for export, whatever remains after we export, you can add value by drying.
So let me take you back to the market dynamics. How are the prices now? How much does it retail at?
Because of its volume, you still make your money, because 1 square meter you get 20 kg. Once you get 20 kg, 1 kilo, we for export market, they buy from us at 200 shillings. Yeah.
And what are the export market qualities?
It's not hard. In fact, it's the easiest to grade and package. Because what you do, this is, we have harvested from the crop. So you remove this, you remove this, you remove this already, like that, with this, and then you remove this, like that. This is what we have, we export. All these others, either dry, or you give your cows.
So this is where the cows come in, and this is what you export. Yani from the big plant, this is what you really need.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mary. That is quite insightful. Like, I've learned so much about lemongrass that I didn't know. And also, I'm just wondering whether there's an agronomist around so that we can learn more about the technical bit when it comes to lemongrass.
Yeah, we have an agronomist. We can't work without an agronomist for all kinds of farming. Yeah, because they know me, I'm a teacher. But I'm not a teacher of herbs.
Yes.
But we have an agronomist who have done the actual learning in the classroom, and he's helping us with what we should do about pests, about diseases, and even about packaging. And even he knows a bit of marketing out there, so he also helps us with that.
Then let's go meet him. Twende. Wow, that was quite insightful.
Yeah.
Hey, you have so much knowledge. Wow. How is your pen and paper? This is a confirmation that you've learned so much about lemongrass, because I didn't know much about lemongrass. I didn't know it's quite a unique herb. And from Mary's mouth, you just plant and you put water and it's ready to go. It's not labor intensive, it doesn't have much. And if you're just joining us, you would confuse this with perhaps Napier grass or any other fodder that you know, but this is a herb. It's known as lemongrass. So right now we are at the section where the agronomist is there, and he's going to tell us the technical bit about this, what you really need to know before you venture into lemongrass farming. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
How are you, Kevin?
Fine, thank you. You?
Kevin.
Yes. Yes.
So, earlier on we talked with Mary and has told us so much about lemongrass. But put it into perspective for us, for someone who's really new. What is lemongrass? Bring it home.
Number one, lemongrass is just a perennial grass that is grown for its fragrant stalks and fresh leaves. It's actually majorly is grown for flavor.
So I've seen 2 ways. She has told me 2 ways of planting. But which one really is the best, especially when you want to achieve a good yield?
Number one, it all begins from the propagation. You need to make sure that you actually follow the correct procedure and make sure that you get the correct seedlings, quality seedlings. Number 2, you need to work on proper land preparation and make sure that you have enough manure. The soil is very fine, and you make sure that after planting, before you plant, you incorporate it properly with the soil, and then make sure you put water, because we will only count that we have planted after applying water. That's when we say we have planted lemongrass. Yes. Work on the correct spacing and make sure that you are going with the standard spacing for lemongrass.
So what's the standard spacing?
The standard spacing for lemongrass is 50 by 40. 50 by 40 centimeter on a 1 meter bed.
So when it comes to lemongrass, how is the feeding program or also the spraying pattern? Which one comes first?
I'll begin with the feeding program because we are targeting the leafy part of the lemongrass. So we need a lot of nitrogenous fertilizer. But at planting, we need to use fertilizers with phosphorus. Yes. because it is phosphorus that enhances the development of fruits on a plant. And then from there, we will now consider coming in with the nitrogenous fertilizers, which is actually for growth. Yeah, those are the fertilizers that one needs to consider when doing lemongrass. On a spray program, we are actually guided by the market because of the MRLs. So we have a proposed pest protection list from the market, which we actually use on spraying against what affects the lemongrass.
What are the cultural practices when it comes to lemongrass? Do you spray literally, or you just remove the weeds naturally?
We do cultural practices, and that is weeding. We do weed manually. We do not use herbicides because they are not recommended because of their toxicity level. It's very high.
So it's toxic as well?
Yes, yes.
But what about the water management? Because she said it's a heavy consumer of water.
When it rains, we don't spray, we don't irrigate. But normally, when there are no rains, we have a watering program that we usually put water on daily basis. Like we usually get in the evening when the rate of transpiration is actually low. So we can do it daily in the evening. We have a set standard on the cubic meters needed per given area.
So for many farms that we visited, especially when it comes to herbs farming, they have an array of herbs. They have basil, they have many others, they mix it in one place. Is it a good practice when it comes to lemongrass? Can you grow lemongrass and another herb?
In fact, I would recommend people who have done other herbs to have lemongrass just on the surrounding, because it's an insect repellent. So it actually helps to repel pests from other crops. Yeah, like here you cannot see any pest on lemongrass because it's an insect repellent. Yeah, itself is an insect repellent.
Kewi, now that you've told us so much about lemongrass, and people are wondering, Linda, we've learned lemongrass, but what is it used for? So what are the uses of lemongrass?
As mentioned earlier, lemongrass mainly is for flavor, but it has got other health benefits that one can get. Number one, it's an antibiotic, and it's also used in cosmetics due to its flavor. Another reason why people should use lemongrass is we have some bacteria, which when you consume lemongrass, it hinders the development of those bacteria. Lemongrass also relieves someone from fever. So when you have fever and you use lemongrass, you'll actually be relieved from that fever.
So you boil it?
Depending on how you want to use it. Like if you boil it in water, that's okay. In tea, it's advisable.
And what about food?
When it comes to food, actually, like I can just demonstrate on what I'm having. This is usually what we usually sell.
And this is really what people want to see.
Yeah, this is usually what we usually harvest for selling. So when we sell, actually, the lower part of the lemongrass, this one is also used, but now you put it in your solution, for example, you just cut it this way, but this upper part will be removed. But the lower part will not be removed. You can use it the way you use kitungu, just cut small this way to your solution, to your meal, and then you consume it when it's ready.
Kama kitungu venye inatumika kwa chakula.
You can be used in stew, in drinks, mostly people are using it in tea. Especially locally, we use it in tea. Yeah.
Kewi, now after harvesting, you've harvested the small bits that you needed. What happens to the other parts of the plant?
The rest can actually be dried and crushed into powder form.
Powder for what?
And it's also used for the same, but now when you dry it and crush it, it's actually the shelf life for the dried ones can take up to 3 years. Yeah, so you can imagine. But then you need to have a dryer, and then maybe something to crush it so that you store it. But we have not reached there. But in the future, we are looking forward to go that route.
Venturing into value addition. And what's the shelf life of lemongrass? How long will it stay?
Shelf life of a product depends on so many things. Right away from the fertigation, the way you feed it. So if you feed it the standard way, you need to it will achieve its shelf life of 21 days, being the way fresh the way it is. So it actually depends on the feeding program that one is doing.
How long does it take before you harvest?
From planting to harvesting, it will take an average of 4 months.
So perhaps you can show me how to harvest some?
Okay.
Show me how to do it.
Yeah.
These ones are ready.
So this is our lemongrass, which is due harvest. During harvesting, this is how we do it. Yes. We cut it right at the bottom of the plant, the way I've just done.
Yes.
We defoliate the leaves because it's called defoliating. We remove all the leaves, and then we remove the leafy part, and then we trim it here this way. Okay. Just this is what we are interested in. Yes. Yeah, this is the only what we need from this crop.
Can I harvest one?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can. Slightly above, you get all of it.
Like that?
Yes, that's okay.
Then I defoliate.
And then you defoliate. Cut it there, and then cut it. Yeah. So you move it up to the lower part of the plant this way. You see?
Like this.
Yeah. So that's how it's done.
This is how it's done, and this is ready. Depending on the market specifications, the length.
It's bunched, bunching it, or banding, putting on a rubber band, depending on the customer specification. But this is actually for you, for your local consumption, for your home consumption. As I said, the health benefit, you also need to get it from it.
How many kgs?
That's a kilo.
This is a kilo? Antauza. But I need it for my health. Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. And also thank you for imparting us with so much knowledge about lemongrass. I'm sure our viewers have really learned so much about this. We truly appreciate it.
Much welcome, Linda.
I'll give you a record of my health after a month because it's highly nutritious, antioxidants, and many other things.
And many more.
Thank you.
Much welcome.
Have you had those attributes associated with lemongrass? There are so much, not just an antibiotic, antioxidant, a repellent in the farm, and you can put it in your food. Yeah, you can boil it for your drink, for your cough, for your flu. So there's a lot associated with this, not to mention the source of income that it can bring to you. So I think this is a herb that you can explore amongst other herbs. And remember, you can also blend this herb with many other herbs in the farm. It can act as a repellent for pests and diseases. So thank you so much for being part of the show today. We truly appreciate. And next week, same time, we have another amazing Kilimo na Biashara show. So see you then, and thank you for watching.